Alright guys, quick follow-up to yesterday's video. I want to say thank you so much for your engagement in the comments. There's a lot of good discussions. And then there's also some other things, and I just kind of want to touch on those for a little bit. If you missed the video yesterday, it was regarding the fact that I called my neighbors to tell him that he needs to get a building permit for this illegal greenhouse. It's illegal because it's not being done with the confines of the law. So I can say illegal without being judgmental. Like, by definition, they're not following the law. Building an illegal greenhouse, they say it's like an experiment, and I just said, you know what, I would rather you go ahead and get a permit, do it properly, and if you're gonna not do that, then I'm just gonna call the county. Now, I gave him the chance, honest, man-to-man, rather than going and schooling to the government. I said, I have a problem with the way you're doing this. I'm giving you a chance to rectify. That's an important point about this whole situation. Most of the comments on that video were in agreement with me, and I kind of thought they would be. But the very first disagreeable comment, I really appreciated. The person had pointed out a few different situations where you might think about this situation differently. And to tell you the truth, these were things that I had never thought about. The way that it was presented was respectful, outlined some things without this sense of and my response to that comment was, you know what, you've actually made me think about this in a different way. And I told this gentleman, I said, I really respect your comments, you've caused me to think. And he actually replied, you know what, nothing but love for you. So here we have two individuals having a conversation with opposed viewpoints being respectful to each other. You know, when any human being makes a decision, they don't ever know everything. They don't ever have all the facts. We make decisions, we do things based on the best information that we have at the time to the best of our ability. The second comment that was in disagreement with my standpoint said, I agree with this person, I don't think you should have done that. Great! You know, I ended the video asking a question and he answered it. He didn't get into detail, which is fine, but his opinion was no. He agreed with this guy. Perfect. I respect that. And those comments, I think they're fantastic. The worst thing I think in life is to just have a whole bunch of yes people around and you're always surrounded by things that affirm your viewpoint. Then we get into the typical YouTube comment, and there's a couple people. One person called me Karen. And to tell you the truth, I don't know what the reference to Karen is. I know it's something that's happened recently. I think it was some type of a reaction to something, but I genuinely don't know the story of the Karen. I kind of don't follow media too much. I try and kind of seclude myself. I just don't like drinking too much Kool-Aid, so I control what actually comes in here. So this reference to Karen, I'm sure it's derogatory. And the thing when you do a derogatory, if you want to debate with somebody, if you want to express your viewpoint, if you started out saying, hey moron, hey stupid, hey idiot, hey Karen, instantly you're shut down. It doesn't matter what you have to say if your points are valid or if they are actually a convincible point. If what you said could have convinced the person to change their mind, starting with an insult just destroyed the chances of that happening. Now there's another person who went along the same lines. I think they're calling me Karen, and they're making a bunch of references, and it's frustrating when people don't communicate well, use like acronyms that I don't know what they are, they don't have punctuation, they don't know how to write, but yet they do things in comment sections. It's really frustrating because I genuinely don't really fully know what he's trying to say, but he's not using real words. And then there was this other comment. The person was wondering, well, what are they actually trying to grow if they're so afraid of doing it legally? And that's my main concern, to tell you the truth. I didn't say it in the video because I didn't want to cast this judgment, but I honestly wonder, what if this becomes a grow up? One of these hater comments, this guy that doesn't know how to communicate properly in English, he had said that, well, if you're worried about drug dealers hanging around, you can always just wait till they're actually there and then call the police. Huh? That's like saying I'm not going to do any maintenance on my car, I'm just going to wait till it just stops in the middle of the road before I call a mechanic. It's not doing oil change. It's not change the fluids. Let's not kind of look after things, get things adjusted. Just wait till it's dead and call my mechanic. I would certainly hope that if there was a situation where I could possibly involved with having drug dealers right outside my front door, that I would have done something before I got to that point. Now, if you want to just wait until everything's gone to pot and before you decide to do anything, go ahead. But I personally think that is a ridiculously foolish way to live your life. It is my job to look after my family, and if there's a greenhouse going up that they do not want to permit, that only tells me that it might not be good. It might be bad. Say if I want to go get a prescription medication. There's a good side of prescription medications and there's the bad side of prescription medications. I walk into the pharmacy and I say, hey, I need XYZ drug. And the pharmacist says, okay, I just need your prescription from your doctor. And I say, no, I don't need a prescription. I don't have one. We don't need to do that. Let's not waste our time. You see the potential there. Maybe I do actually need that. Or maybe I want to take that and kind of turn it into a more sinister use of that drug. Maybe I could sell that to some kids on the street and get them to, dependent on substance and promote substance abuse. Whereas if I have a medical condition, I go to a doctor, I get a prescription, I ask for a drug XYZ, I will have no problem producing the prescription from my doctor. If this is going to be a legitimate, honest, self-contained, off-the-grid greenhouse, they will have no problems getting the proper permitting to make it happen. My conclusion to this is that I'm very glad I did what I did, and after reading a lot of the comments, particularly the one that the guy said that I should wait around until there's drug dealers before calling the police, I'm like, oh shoot, yes, I'm glad I'm not that stupid. I'm glad I did not wait till it got to that point. Not that it necessarily would have, but an honest person will have no problem doing it honestly, and that's a fact. If somebody is skirting around the rules, skirting around the regulations, that somebody should be suspect number one all the time. That person should not be trusted. We'll see what happens. I'm probably not going to do more videos on this subject until we actually have some major changes, but I just want to say thank you for your comments, the intelligent comments, and even the ones that were disagreeable with me. Those people that know how to do it properly got me to stop and think. The people that just start hating and name-calling, I chuckle. I appreciate the good laugh. I can't take you seriously. Nobody really does. And for your sake, if you'd like to actually be effective in communication, in your influence, trying to get people to see a different point of view, get a different tactic. Thanks for watching, guys. We will see you on the next video. Cheers. But it didn't work. Cheers. It's cold out today.